Good morning, Hoover. It's Mrs. McCosco with your morning announcements. Thank you for tuning in to the news. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2020. Happy National Twilight Zone, Hoover. That's right, today is dedicated to the iconic TV show called The Twilight Zone. You may have never seen that show, and to be honest, I've never seen it either, but I am a little bit familiar with what it was about. The show was about things that, just didn't seem right. They were things that happened, but there was no explanation for. A lot of strange things would happen on that show, and there was just never an explanation. Kind of like what I'm feeling right now, here by myself at school. Or am I at school? Back in our TV studio in the Hoover Library? Or maybe it's not exactly what it seems. Some strange occurrences going on. So maybe you're feeling like you're sometimes in the twilight zone when something just doesn't make sense and things that are happening, there's no explanation to them, kind of like the twilight zone. Just to celebrate and learn a little bit more about this kind of feeling, it's a great day to pick up a book that might be a fantasy fiction book to read, or maybe read a book that is from a science fiction genre. Whatever you decide to do, let your imagination go with your reading today. Enjoy the Twilight Zone. Now it's time for our Hoover birthdays. We'd like to celebrate 2 birthdays today, 2 special birthdays for Silas and Greenlee in 4th grade. They are celebrating a birthday today, so happy birthday, Silas and Greenlee. Now let's get to our favorite part of the news around town. Let's check in and see what our Hoover Hawks have been up to. So the first picture that we have is from, there she is, Dominica. Dominica sent us this beautiful picture that she drew of Baby Yoda. So she did this as part of her art project last week for May the 4th Be With You, or our Star Wars activities. And as she wrote on there, so cute, and it is a very cute drawing. So good to see your smile and to hear from you, Dominica. Thank you so much for checking in with us. The next picture that was shared with us is of Dr. Gill's office. So if you remember last week, Dr. Gill was celebrating a birthday. She also graduated with her doctorate degree from the University of Pittsburgh, and it was also National Principals Week. So she had a lot of wonderful celebrations last year. So Mrs. Brown shared this with us. This is a picture of her office. So wonderful for us to get to see what it looked like. And if you ever wondered what a Hoover staff meeting looks like these days, this gives you a little glimpse into our staff meetings. So I'm sure it looks a lot like your homeroom meetings that you have with your classroom teachers. So as we all get used to some of these changes, this gives you an idea of what our staff meetings look like. And you can see all the different faces of your Hoover teachers right up there on the screen. And next, we have an update with our 3D masks that we were printing. If you remember, there was a first batch of masks that we printed, and you even got to see the 3D printer at work while it was printing a few of these masks. We had submitted those to the company who's going to get them into the hands of our first responders. So this was the second batch of masks that we printed from Hoover. And I think they're perfect that they're blue and gold because that really says love from Lebo. So this time around, some wonderful blue and gold masks for all of our healthcare providers and doctors and nurses. So make sure we keep those pictures coming. We always want to see what all of our Hoover Hawks have been up to. Next, we're going to take a look at Hoover Happenings because you know we always have great things happening at Hoover. So we're doing our Hoover Happenings a little different today because we're going to be beginning our new segment, which is called Guess Who? So if the new part of Hoover Happenings is called Guess Who, I guess we have to call this Hoover Happenings. Get it? Hoover Happenings instead of Hoover Happenings? Okay, trying to be funny. So this next part, if you remember, we're going to show you one picture of a teacher, a staff member, anybody from our school or Hoover Hawk family, and give you a chance to guess if you can see who the picture is. This will be a picture of one member of our staff when he or she was little. So guess who this could be? She's a Hoover Hawk, just like you and me. So here's our first picture. Do you have any idea who this might be? I don't know. I think I started with one that might be pretty easy for you because I think this looks exactly like her as a little girl. Looks exactly like what she does look like as an adult. So see if you can figure out who that is. So the way this contest will work, boys and girls, is I'll show you a picture, one a day. And at the end of the week, there will be a form, a Google form that you can submit to me. And if you guess all 5 of those pictures, one a day for the whole week, if you guess correctly and submit the Google form to me, then you can win free books. So let's take a look one last time at this picture. Write it down. Today's Monday. Who do you think that is a picture of? And then you're going to see this form. This form you'll fill out on Friday and send it to Mrs. McCosco, and it will have your guesses for every day of the week. And I'm going to show you what that form looks like. There's a link to this form on My Clever page. So you simply go to My Clever page and I'll show you what it looks like right now. So here's what the form looks like, boys and girls. Once again, I got to this from My Clever page, and that's where you'll find the form. And at the top it says Guess Who, and then it says Make a Guess. Can you guess which staff member was featured on morning announcements? Was it your classroom teacher, your principal, our nurse, a teacher's assistant, your music teacher, or someone else? Don't forget about all the adults who are at Hoover who help you when you're at school or even with school at home. And spelling does not matter. You can spell as best as you can or even do an abbreviation. So for example, if you thought today's picture was Mr. Hansberry, you could spell his name as best as you can, or you could just write Mr. H. Now remember, you're going to fill this out for the whole entire week, not right after Monday or after these announcements. So just write down who you think was in today's picture, and you'll do that each day. And then on Friday, you'll fill this out and submit the form to me. Good luck, Hoover. Now would you please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, that's all the news we have for today, Hoover. Remember to stay safe, be respectful, and prepared. And I'll see you again tomorrow as soon as I figure out how to get out of here and to get home. I'll see you right back from home tomorrow. Bye.